So, a few people have been asking me what are my thoughts about the Hulk Hogan documentary on Netflix. Okay, was I around during the Hulk Hogan era? You're damn right I was, Holmes. Oh yeah. Oh man, yes I was. Okay. So I, you know, obviously they're promoting it like crazy. I'm a huge wrestling fan, still am. For those that are not watching this on Wrestling Rehab, and for one reason or another, look, it caught my eye, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch it at some point. But was I waiting at the edge of my seat to watch it? No, no, I was not. Some people watched it the day that it dropped. I forgot when that was, but and people started asking me like, "Hey, man, did you see it? Did you see it?" I'm like, "No, no, I didn't see it, man. I was a little bit on the late train." So they were telling me that it's good, it's controversial, they don't hold back, and I'm like, okay, look, I'm gonna go ahead and make it a point to watch it. I wasn't able to watch all 4 episodes on one sitting. I think I was able to binge like 3 episodes, and then I watched one episode the following day. So, okay, when it comes to the Hulkster, to the immortal one, right? Because afterwards, well, I'll get to that in a second. Okay. Look, did I enjoy it? Yeah, I really did. I really enjoyed it. I relived a lot of my childhood watching The Ultimate Warrior, then pulling back the curtain a little bit and talking about that. Hey, man, he wants to spend more time with the family, with Linda and his kids, Brooke and Nick. And it's like, okay, we gotta get another guy over. We gotta make another guy. In comes the Ultimate Warrior, which I became a big fan of the Ultimate Warrior. And at that point, I actually became a bigger fan of Warrior than I did of Hogan. But nobody was digging Ultimate Warrior. I'm not talking about fans, but backstage, man, nobody was liking Ultimate Warrior. Everybody hated the guy. They're saying that he didn't know how to wrestle and all kinds of stuff, right? I mean, for that time, for that era, that character worked. The face paint, the hair all jacked up, looking like Maine, right? It worked. It wouldn't work today, and it wouldn't work in the last few, I don't know, decades or so. But for that time, for that era, it worked. It worked, and for what it lasted for the Warrior, I'll get back to Hogan in a second. For what it lasted for the Warrior, it was a successful career, not long, but successful for that time period, because at that era it worked. When it comes to Hogan, I like the way it went all the way back, man. It told the story, which I already had known the story of when he wanted to play Thunder Lips in Rocky Part 3 and how Vince Sr. fired him. And then he came back and got rehired by Vincent Kennedy, right? I enjoyed it. I never seen footage of his mom or his dad ever before. So things like that, things that pertain to his career, I was interested and I was locked in, and I was enjoying it because I was reliving my childhood and knowing some of the things, early stages in his career, which I had just heard a little bit here and there, seen a little bit of footage here and there, like him wrestling with a mask, right? But I didn't know the whole story leading up to that. So I thought it did a great job painting his career, going through his career, when he turned heel, him going to WCW, the movies that he made. I not too long ago, I rewatched the movie Thunder in Paradise, and it was terrible. It was nowhere near as much as I thought I liked it when I was young. When I was young, I thought it was a really pretty damn cool movie. But rewatching it as an adult, I'm like, gosh, man, this sucker is tough to watch, man. But yeah, the Suburban Commandos, no holds barred. War, yes, with Zeus. Gosh, I rewatched that one not that long ago. I still enjoy that one. But yeah, as a fan of the Hulkster and Hulkamania, and yeah, man, yeah, I loved it. Now, when it comes to him outside of being Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea, look, I don't give a rat's ass. Believe it or not, I don't follow any okay, there's two sports that I really love that I've been watching since I was a little kid. Since I can remember being alive, there's two things that I've always watched: wrestling and boxing. Are there other sports that I enjoy? Yeah, there are. I enjoy the NFL. I enjoy baseball. There's a couple of sports that I enjoy. All right, but I picked up on those later on in life. But ever since I can remember I was alive, wrestling and boxing, since I remember I was alive, I don't know, when's their first memory? Like 3 or something like that. I remember watching that because it was big in my house. Boxing was huge for my family because, they come from Mexico. And wrestling was huge because of my grandma, mi abuelita. She was a big wrestling fan, watching Lucha Libre and picking up on all that. So anyway, the reason why I bring that up is because that's all I really care about. I don't follow any boxers. I don't follow any wrestlers. Any active wrestler today or before or anything. Look, my favorite wrestler of all time, and probably forever will be, Bret the Hitman Hart. I don't know what the heck he does outside of wrestling, and I don't even really care. I don't care who he's married to. I don't care what he likes to do for fun. I don't give a rat's ass. I don't follow him on any social media platform. I couldn't care any less. I don't follow Shawn Michaels or John Cena or The Rock or Roman Reigns or I don't follow. I don't care what they're doing. I don't care who they are outside of the ring. I honestly, or any boxers that I've loved and watched growing up, outside of the ring, I don't give a damn who they are. The reason why I say that, and I don't follow any of them, I don't even know what the heck the real names are because I don't even really care. Like Shawn Michaels, I've heard what his real name is. I don't remember, nor do I even care, because I don't care what he does outside of wrestling. So the reason why I say that is because once it got into the whole personal life of who Terry Bollea is, I don't care, man. I don't care. Now, he's a very, or was a very, very popular figure, the most popular wrestler ever, right? I did watch a little bit of his reality, Hogan Knows Best, but I did not watch much of it. I watched a little bit of it, and then I'm like, yeah, nah, it ain't for me. It's not for me. I don't care. That's the very little, which is probably like 3 episodes that I watched. That's when I realized how crazy and nuts his wife, Linda Hogan, was. I'm like, yeah, this chick is nuts. And I didn't watch. Now, I remember when he got divorced from her, it was a big deal. Just being around in the wrestling world, keeping up with the wrestling world, yeah, I would hear of him, his divorce, the sex tape that came out. I didn't know he was married for a 3rd time. I thought he was still with his 2nd wife. I don't keep up like that. I don't. But I was like, wait a second, he has a 3rd wife. I didn't know he got divorced a 2nd time. I remember when he was on American Gladiators, the documentary skipped over that. His time with American Gladiators. American Gladiators came back for like 2 seasons or something like that, and he was a part of it. I remember that. But all that other stuff, all that personal stuff, it was kind of new to me to a certain degree. I didn't really care too much, but I was just kind of like, all right, whatever. I remember the whole political thing. I remember when he went to Intuit Dome for Monday Night Raw, and everybody was booing him, and he had Jimmy the the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, behind him waving the American flag. I was like, damn, man, they're not receiving him that well. He's over there trying to promote his beer. So all the personal life thing, the reason why I bring that up, the whole personal life thing, is because I've been watching a lot of these breakdowns of the Netflix special, and Brooke Hogan, which I was already aware that Brooke had cut ties from Hulk Hogan. You know, she had cut ties. I don't know how long she had broken ties. I guess it's been about 2 years. They really didn't have her in the documentary. They had a little bit of a voiceover of her audio from back in 2021. It said right there, but not much. They completely went over his second marriage. They never mentioned her, to the best of my knowledge. I forgot her name. I don't know her name. They went from Linda Hogan to the third wife, which I didn't even know he was married a third time. I thought he was a second wife the whole time. And I forgot her name. I think it was Skylar, whatever, something, Daly or whatever. And I guess she was only with them for like 1.5 years or something of that sort. They completely went over the second wife, which he was married to that woman for, damn, I don't know, man, well over 10 years. But no mentions of her. She was not on there. Brooke was not on there. Like I said, they just had a little bit of audio. And I've been watching people break it down and saying like, hey, man, they skipped a lot. They didn't tell the whole truth, you know. And do I really care much? No, not really, because I didn't care one way or the other. Once he was done being Hulk Hogan, I don't really care too much. You know, from what I'm understanding is that his son Nick, wasn't really there for his dad like that. His son Nick apparently, I really don't know, but his son Nick moved to the West Coast out here to Killer County for about 15 years or something, and kind of stayed away from his dad. I don't know if that was with malice or just kind of like, hey, I'm doing my own thing. And Brooke, which is his daughter, and his second wife were the ones helping Hogan out because the dude was really bad. All the surgeries, all the, you know, he was all jacked up. You know, when they showed an x-ray of his spine of what it should look like and the way it looked like, I was just like, damn, man, yeah, this dude is all jacked up, Holmes. This dude is all jacked up. But in the documentary, at least Hogan himself never really mentions Brooke, except for when she's a little girl and they're showing like home footage of them being little kids. But her as an adult, never mention it or mention her. And apparently she was the one that was there for him through all that time, and until she actually broke ties with him. So there's all this controversy about so much that they left out of his personal life. Whatever, dog. I'm not, I honestly, I don't care. And I'm sure there's a lot that was left out. There's some family members that don't like the fact that they buried Hogan's dad, which his name was Pete, I think it was. Make it seem like he was abusive. I don't know. I didn't really get it that he was that abusive. But, yeah, they didn't paint him in a great light either. They just said that he was just kind of like a little bit of a mean, rough dude. I had no knowledge of Hulk Hogan's older brother. Apparently, his older brother had a son, and he has a YouTube channel, and I was watching a little bit of that. But, yeah, I mean, as far as for me, personally, on a personal level, just being a fan of Hulk Hogan, because I don't care who Terry is. Just like I don't care who any of these other wrestlers are outside of the ring. My favorite wrestler is Bret the Hitman Hart, which, by the way, Bret Hart was in this documentary along with Natalia, along with Cody Rhodes, Vince McMahon. Yeah, do I care who Bret Hart is out of the ring? No, I don't. I know he was divorced. I don't know if he's on his second wife, third wife. I don't know, nor do I even really care. When he passes away, is it going to hurt me a little bit? Yeah, it is, because I'm going to be like, damn, you know what? That was a lot of my childhood. But his character, the pink and black attack. So when it comes to Hogan, I'm thinking about Hulk Hogan, the immortal one. Thunderlips. The Ultimate Man versus the Ultimate Meatball. Outside of that, all the controversy, everything else, I don't care. Is it all true? Apparently not. Then the ones that are exposing it for lying, are they telling the truth? Heck if I know. But did I like it? Yes. Yes, I did. But that's just as a fan, and that's all I really am. It's just a fan of the character. Nothing else. I don't follow any wrestlers because I don't care who they are outside of the ring. But anyway, that's my thoughts about it. I enjoyed it. I'm sure there's embellishment. I'm sure there's lies. I'm sure they, like I said, yeah, they completely cut Brooke out for, I mean, good gosh, man. She was rarely ever mentioned in that. The second wife, she's not relevant in this documentary at all. At all. But as far as him being Hulk Hogan and going through his career and all that, badass. Badass. That's my thoughts about it. That's my review about it.